Hey everyone, so back at the Irving Park, I'm gonna take a different direction that I usually take, so maybe you'll enjoy the view a little bit more. And yeah, I think I got an interesting topic today. All right, so here we go. This is usually where I end up. So the parking is right over here. Not sure if you can see through the trees here. There's a car. Yeah, so now what is Marcel going to be talking about today? At first I was like, what am I going to talk about? And now I'm like, oh. So, I'm wondering how people are feeling. Right? Wondering how you're all feeling. If you're doing okay, you're anxious, you're worried, are you in pain? Are you happy? Are you depressed? Are you in a state of joy? Are you peaceful about what's going on, or is it all for you a big chaotic mess? Well, I'm sure that we'll have, if we ask 100 people will tell you something different. That's the magic of this world, where people can experience the same event, can have the same experience, but they have a different perception, or they have a different viewpoint. That sometimes people say it was a terrible thing, other people was like, oh my goodness, one of the most important things in my life that happened. So, why am I mentioning that? Well, way back when I was 25, I had a shoulder surgery. For those that are following my channel, they know about this, how it was a very transformative experience. But while I was going through it, it was the worst thing in my life. I wanted to just end it. I didn't want to continue. For like 7 years, I experienced a dark night of the soul for 7 years. But during these 7 years, wow, what a transformation. The old Marcelo was no longer existed. The old Marcel was gone after these 7 years. It was basically due to the difficult experiences, I should say, that I went through. And this is where I'm going to talk about what is the most important part for me anyways. That about 22 years ago, not sure how many years it is exactly, I'm just making up a number. At first I thought it was 24, and I was like, no, it's probably less, so I picked 22, because it sounds good. So about 22 years ago, when I had started on my healing journey, this was in the middle of the time where I had my shoulder surgery. It was in the beginning of the spiritual awakening. And for those that have heard about the Thunder Base experience, where the voice told me priorhand to when I reached Thunder Base something was going to happen. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, spirit, God, I don't know, our guides or angels. Something talked to me and said that something really big was coming. In fact, it was something that had never happened on this realm. And notice how I say realm and I don't say planet. I say that on purpose because I'm not taking sides as far as if it's a globe or if it's flat. So yeah, I use the word realm because I'm not sure what we are on. Anyways, that's not important. But Spirit told me what we're going through right now. And it said that there is something coming that has never happened. Right? And it never said to me what it was. But it always gave me it made me feel feelings. So I could get an idea of what it is. So what were these feelings that I was experiencing? Well, anybody that has experienced a dark night of the soul, identity crisis, ego death, knows what is that feeling. Feeling where everything is changing and you are no longer the same. And in fact, you don't even recognize yourself. And that is a very scary thing to experience at first because, well, we are used to ourselves. We got in the habit of who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to think, what our beliefs are, how we see the world. So we get used to all these things, and then when something comes along and really changes all of these things all at once, and not in a snap of a finger, but let's just say that it happens quite quickly. It's very abrupt and it's very challenging because it's happening as you're feeling like you're being swept off your feet and no longer have solid ground to stand on. So what I went through 25 years ago now is what most people are going through right now. And the world that we used to know is no longer here. The life that we once had is gone. People who we once knew that were there are no longer there. The country we used to have, no longer there either. So right now we have all been thrown, in a sense, in a state of grief, because when we lose something, when we lose something important, it's important to mourn and grieve. But with everything happening so quickly and coming from so many different angles, it is hard to grieve everything. And I'm going to put the tripod down over here. I've already been here, but this is one of my favorite spots. There's only one other spot I like better than this. Look at that, how beautiful nature is. So don't mind the noise here a little bit. It won't be long. Hopefully that wind is not too bad. Maybe I should go to another spot because it's more secluded, meaning less wind will get in. Yeah. Let's go try the other one. Okay, so yeah. So now we're we in a sense need to mourn, and everything is hitting us from different angles. So we no longer have our job, we no longer have some loved ones, we no longer have the country we used to have, the life we used to have, and these things are difficult because of how familiar we've grown to be with these things. So, wish you could smell the lilacs here. So now I'm not gonna end it here because I'm gonna say that all of this is happening for a very good reason. All this pain and all this sense of loss and feeling like the familiar things no longer exist. And so, if we're someone that is very attached to the old ways or old life or old you, what you used to have, how your life used to go, if we're somebody that's attached to that, we're going to be experiencing some difficult times. Oh no, how did I place this the last time? Did I put it closer? I think that's what I did. Yes. Like this. Okay. So now we have to grieve. We have to go through the process of mourning and letting go of what we used to know and who we used to think we were and what we thought was going to be with us for the rest of our lives. And now we're realizing that there's something going on where you won't be there anymore. And when I started getting these, when Spirit or whatever you want to call it was having these conversations with me, it told me about, like I said, what was coming and what we're all going through right now. And it said that everybody was going to wake up. Now, it didn't tell me how this was going to happen, but it told me that there will be a time when everyone wakes up. So, is this what we're going through right now through a series of events that eventually brings about the awakening of everyone? So everybody that's experiencing now these feelings of losing what is familiar, what is known, and they're mourning that, these people need to let go of the old. The old world is gone. See? And to be honest, if we're really, really blunt here, I'm hoping that we would say that it's a good thing, because this capitalist system, I'm even gonna say this communist capitalist system, because it's all the same. It's right now it's either or, right? Is it like a cookie cutter, as if there's only two choices? Well, there's only two choices because people that are controlling everything have created a coin, and when they make us choose between heads or tails, it's either or, capitalism, communism. So it's all, at the end, all it has to do with is, again, money. because capitalism is about gaining more money and gaining more power, while communism is usually a result of the state grabbing all the money and people having no money. So the main thing at hand is money. And when you make something like money the most important thing in a society, whether it means that you accumulate a lot or you don't have any, then you create a scenario where people will either love money because it helps us to prosper in a sense. So, and most of us, we get happy when we get more money, get more things. So the greed, right? People that are greedy are very eager to get more money. Well, the person that has nothing also really appreciates when somebody gives them money so they can finally get something. So we're caught in that dynamic of money being so important. I wonder if squirrels and bears and other species are structured in this way. It's so ridiculous. But you know what? Everybody's going to wake up. So all of this, in a sense, is just a process of where we need to go through everything we're going through in order to finally wake up. Because I was there before. There was a time when I was young, all about making more money and accumulating more things. But then when I started on a spiritual path, I realized that money was not really that important, to be honest. Yes, it has value, obviously. It does have a purpose, but like when we go about life and we make money most important thing, and we have a society that what we have right now, where we will say, oh well, yeah, you need some medical help, but you don't have enough money, so I'm sorry. Or that your house burnt down, and unless you can pay me, I won't help you rebuild. And people justify this. Oh, everything costs money these days, so I'm not giving out my thing for free. I'm not helping out somebody that's in need. I'm not helping pick somebody off from the ground and give him something to continue with. So he build his house again so he can have hope again. No. Let him do this by himself. Let him, right? And I'm not saying we should give everything away for free. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we can help, we should. And if we see somebody that really needs our help and we really should. I think it's not too much to ask for. But yeah, so now, with everything going on, people are really starting to pay attention now. And even the people making around $100,000 in the U.S. are starting to say, well, we're no longer part of the upper class, we're not part of the middle class, and they even say that it appears that the middle class is a thing of the past. So it no longer really exists. So that's good. Have the class system, right? From abundant to lacking resources. We have all this discrepancy where the top, well, we've heard the numbers before, the top percent, 0.5 or the 0.1% of society, the top basically make more money than 60% combined. So the bottom 60%, they have less than the top 0.1%. And with a discrepancy like that, it's no wonder that we're going through what we're going through. This is something we need to purge. This addiction to money, this the mentality that we will do almost anything for money, including sell our souls. And I did a video on selling your soul, so don't jump to conclusions of what selling your soul is about. If you want to know what I think selling your soul, go look at that video, and then if you want to add a comment about this, go ahead. But the thing is that for me, it was all, I experienced this before in the past, right? Before everything that's going on right now. So I experienced everything way back so I could see it all over again in basically society as a whole. So what everybody's going through right now is something that I went through. And I know at the end of this, once this period is over, that there's going to be a very, very deep transformation that the society, this world will not resemble what it used to be at all. I'm not going to make any claim on what it's going to look like. All I know is for me, I've been, again, not told what it is going to be like, but it showed me by feelings, by making me feel things. And all I can tell you is after that we're done going through what we're going through right now, there is going to be a period of time where it's going to be quite amazing here. But we do have to hold on. We do have to keep going. And we need to learn from this, grow from this, move forward, use the things that we experience as stepping stones as we move forward. Be able to shed your old skin, let go the past, let that old skin go forward, don't go backwards. But yeah, once that people wake up, then this world it'll have no other choice but to reflect what is inside. So as above, so below, as within, so without. So when we wake up internally, then the whole world will be transformed. And we see glimpses of this when we meet people that have pure intentions and people that have dedicated their lives to spirituality and to connect with spirit, God, or higher self, whatever you want to call it. And then they say, I'm going to be of service to humanity. And a little bit like Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, if there is one human being still suffering, my job is not complete. And so with that in mind, that's how I keep on going. That if there is still one person struggling and I can help them, then my work is still not done. And I'd rather work than have a job. For me, that's work. We're meant to be doing. Well, a job is basically selling our souls. All right. Okay, it's been 26 minutes already. I'm gonna grab this tripod and keep on walking. Who knows what I'm going to be talking about. Maybe a little bit more of what I've been already talking about now. So just hold on for a second here.